Here we're at Cedar Key Cemetery. Established in 1886. Been here before. This is a fairly good-sized cemetery by our standards. Usually go for the big ones and the recent ones, but this has a lot of history to it, so it's definitely worth a look. There's a lot of local history. Of course, after the hurricane wiped out Cine, which was the original Cedar Key, the original city of Cedar Key, people abandoned that island and moved back here. So of course they began interring their dead here. We have some World War II, Korea vets. It's a very decorative cemetery. There's a lot of really nice stones, big stones. We're gonna just do the highlights. Can't do everything, and there's no one here in particular that I came for. Just in general, wanted to check it out since I'm out here. Trying to shake too much. 1861, 1866 births. This is the Stapleton plot. They must be somebody in this area. Andrews plot. Quite a few of that family. Of course, they generally look pretty when historical or particularly soldiers. It's generally what I seem to gravitate towards. Rebs in particular. Here's one here. Alexander McLeod. Serves in the 9th Florida Infantry, Company A. Doesn't list a rank or dates of service or dates of birth or death. Oh, that's pretty neat. There's a wooden marker. I see those every day. They were widely used, but really lasted the lifetime of the people using them. By the time those people were passed, the deceased graves were long since forgotten and unmarked. Florida World War I. Got a woodman over here. There's another family plot. Looks like at one time someone tried to keep this up, but there's sprinklers out here. Here we see some old crypt style graves. Here's somebody, 1917, date of passing. He's a woodman, and there's recently newly dead flowers on his grave, 1917. So, oh, let's see, 96 to 17, he would have been young. Don't know the name. Sharpia, Joseph Bennett. So, don't know why someone would maintain it, would put flowers on it. Alright, so we're going to continue to look around. There's a army person here. World War II. I guess we're just going to cover the highlights. Too much to cover everyone. Well, here's an interesting wooden picket fence. Wow. I don't recall this from before. No other marking. Very neat. We're on a hill. I mean, this is a fairly high hill. The whole Cedar Key is going to be raised above, dramatically above sea level, because this is surrounded by water. Obviously, it's an island. And this is higher than some of the other places within, on this particular key. So you can see right out there is the water. Right behind us is the water. Over here on this side there's water. So this is surrounded on three sides by water. A very eclectic collection. From the beginning in 1886 all the way up to present, they're continuing to interpret from here. And we are quite literally in the middle of nowhere. This is 20 some miles, 25 miles from US 19. And when you make the turn on US 19 to get out here, there's nothing even at that turn. I think there's like a bait shop or something like that. But there's nothing significant in terms of a town or something like that. Chiefla's not too far up the road, but still in all, basically, you're in the middle of nowhere. And then right here, you're 20 miles away from anything else. The next, between 19 and here, this is it for gas and food and lodging. Although I can't imagine what the lodging out here must be like. Extremely expensive. Probably fairly rustic. Here's an interesting circle of coquina rock. This is like limestone, looks more like coquina rock. Rougher. No, it's not a circle, it's a square. This is a very, I don't say unkept, but very rustic area. It's like the storm hit this place pretty hard. There's a lot of downed trees, a lot of stumps. Garden of Remembrance. This is interesting. It's an example of recentness, I'm sure. 2011-2012. Husband and wife with some really neat art flowers next to it. And again, this section seems to have seen a lot of damage. Some more fairly recent stones. Very neat and interesting how they're able to basically etch pictures or photographs on these newer stones. Very cool stuff. Back over here, some older ones. Over here. Yeah, these are older for sure. World War I. Not that old. Have an older look to it. An older feel. Chain link fence blocking everything off here. Wow, here's some trees that have fallen completely over. I guess they got them removed. But the size of that trunk and this one too, lucky these stones didn't get damaged. I had to fall way over on the other side. A tall old pine tree, just like that one. Man, split right in half. This one did. Rotten at the trunk. Well, maybe not rotten, but certainly weak. Oh. Oh, very neat. Yeah, these are pretty cool. The way they've done this. Shells. Yeah. Wow. I guess they're not going to be able to do away with that one. Can't very well take that one up, can they? So this guy wasn't a vet, but he was obviously somebody that appreciated and celebrated his roots and his heritage. And there are all kinds of trees over in here. They got them up quick, I guess. This is a pretty interesting and intricate plot boundary fencing. I don't know what the stone is as far as age. 1876. Very cool. Very this is probably one of the older areas here. You can see a lot of older markers. Some of the old school fencing, wrought iron fences, etc. A lot of trees down. And it's very close to getting ready here. These aren't super recent, but these aren't real old either. 50s. This is an older area right here. These are the Hughes, apparently. So anyway, we're basically back to where we started. We're going to shut it down, but that's just a quick overview of Cedar Key Cemetery. Hopefully not too shaky.